It is ridiculously challenging to be an open Republican person, and not because I'm not proud of it, but it's the baggage that comes with it, truly. You cannot really function in society. You feel like you have to keep your thoughts to yourself, while anybody that votes blue can literally post anything they want and they can say anything they want in the workplace or wherever without any repercussions, no matter how crazy it is or non factual it is. But I feel like as a Republican person, we better come with our facts straight or else. They will react heavily to a story one day. They don't want to hear any opposing views. They don't want to hear you challenge them on anything because it's literally like a threat to their ego. They will completely lash out at you. And then when more facts come out a few days later, like explaining why that thing 3 days ago happened, and you try to tell them that to give them a different perspective, they will not listen to you just because you're a Republican person. They automatically think it's not true or you're an idiot. I would never drop someone as a friend because of politics, and I'm sure you wouldn't either. But I'm sure in your guys' experience too, over the past 10 years, we have seen people that we love make horrible comments towards Republicans, and we maintain those friendships. But the one time we post something that might contradict what they believe, they completely lash out at us or just drop us as a friend without even wanting to hear our rationale. If
So what you see is a big complaint amongst a lot of liberals, whether that's friends, co-workers, family members, is if you're not with them, if you're not on the same boat as them, if you're not drinking the same Kool-Aid as them, they will disown you and then they will attack you. What you see is a lot of these liberals are very upset with people that are not thinking the same way that they're thinking, and that's wrong. It's okay to have an open dialect. I don't mind if you disagree with me. I'm not trying to push my ideology on you. What you see with the liberals, they're trying to push their agenda onto people who do not want to be a part of their agenda. But they get upset about that. And then in return, they start to turn that, oh, be a part of us into hate. What you see with these anti ICE agitators, they're acting crazy. They're throwing stuff, they're agitating, they're throwing sex toys in this last protest. They're doing all these crazy things because people don't agree with them. You have white liberal women getting mad at yoga staff because the yoga staff doesn't want to be a part of this conversation. They just want to have a yoga place so you can guys can work out. But you have white liberal people getting mad about somebody not agreeing with them. So what they do is they berate the staff. You see, there's a lot of instances of people going crazy because you don't agree with them. So if you're a person on the outside looking in and you see how these people are, would you ever even join that just because of what they're standing for, or would you even join that because of the way they act? Sometimes you don't join a party, you don't join a group, it's because you see how that people act. I don't have to worry about your ideology and your agenda if you're going to act this way. I don't even care to know what it is. What makes America great is that there's a lot of diversity, which is great. There's a lot of different opinions, but you can't hate me or not like me because my opinion is different than yours. If you have an opinion different than mine, I'm really more curious to know why you have that opinion and explain it to me so you can have a nice dialogue. But what you see from the left, there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of people getting upset, there's a lot of people angry, is that if you don't agree with me, you're against me. And I don't believe that's true. I believe that we are supposed to have different ideology. I don't believe that everybody's supposed to be the same, but I do believe in respecting each other. What you see from the left, you see, in these videos, a lot of these people, they're just not respectful. They're disrespectful. They want to take you out because you don't agree with them. And that's wrong. That's where the liberals need to grow up. They need to grow up and understand that people will not always agree with them. And that's okay. Excuse me. That's okay if I don't agree with you. That don't mean I hate you as a person, and you shouldn't hate me as a person. That doesn't mean that you're evil. That doesn't mean that I'm evil. We just have difference of opinions. But we can still chill. We can still be family. We can still be friends. I don't want a lot of people around me that have the same exact views as me. There's nothing wrong with having different views. There's there's nothing wrong with agreeing with some things that Republicans do and disagreeing with some they do. Republicans aren't all perfect. Democrats aren't all perfect either. But what I can say about a lot of Republicans is they'll respect your opinion. They may think you're a little weird, but they'll be like, okay, that's your opinion. But we won't say, I'm not talking to you because you're not a Democrat or you're not a Republican. That's where it gets silly to me.
You feel you are so right in your thinking. Why do you emotionally lash out when you hear an opposing view? That tells me you are literally brainwashed. When you can't hear an opposing view that's also a friend, were you ever really a friend in the first place? And are you worried that you might be wrong about something and it might hurt your ego? It is also a game of catching up. Some huge story could come out Sunday, everyone freaks out about it, and then on Friday there's already a new story, but then a bunch of facts came out about that story on Sunday that you're trying to get out there, and you're trying to say, well, hey, maybe this happened because of this. But they don't care anymore because they moved on to this. So did they really care about that story to begin with? We are becoming more and more divided literally by the week. It is getting worse. It is not getting better. I don't know how to fix it because I'm trying to do my part, at least trying to talk to people, and they won't ever hear me. I challenge you to do this to your local people and your Facebook pages, no matter how awkward it might be. You have to bring up conversation.
What I understand, what I see, when I look at the different sides, when I look at Republicans, they're more facts based, they're more data driven, no emotion. Tell me the numbers, tell me the facts. When I look at Democrats or talk to Democrats and liberals, it's more emotion. Well, they shot somebody. How do you feel about that? You should be upset. Or Republicans say, well, why did they shoot him? Well, that doesn't matter why they shot him, but you should be upset that they shot him. But a Republican will come back and say, why did they shoot him? And a liberal would continue to use your emotions so you can be upset and be out there protesting instead of saying, well, they were out there blocking ICE agents and agitating ICE agents. That's the reason why they got shot. Or a Republican would be like, well, if they weren't there and they were at home, would they be alive today? But the liberals will continue to say, what do you mean? I'm not worried about that, but aren't you upset right now about this little bit of piece of information I told you? What you see from a lot of the liberals and the Democrats is the information is being withheld. Key points of information that's being withheld. Right? We talk about the Epstein files. Oh, why they don't release the Epstein files? Blah, blah, blah. Why doesn't Trump release it? Trump release it. But then it comes to find out that the Democrats had this for 4 years during the Biden administration. But they don't want to say that. They want to say, why doesn't Trump release it? But they hold the key piece of information that Biden been had these files. You see what I'm saying? They give you a little bit of information to make you upset, to make a decision off of that piece of information, but they don't provide the whole story. So as a person that's just a thinker, you're gonna automatically assume that you're a Republican because you're asking questions on, okay, this person got shot and killed. Why? It doesn't matter why. You should be upset. You should be mad. You should want to go protest. You should go damage stuff. Before I get to that, why did this person get shot? Where's the whole story? That's the one thing that I've noticed as a person living on this earth when I'm comparing the liberals to the liberals to the conservatives and the Democrats and Republicans is one uses emotion, very little fact, and the other uses no emotion and a lot of fact. That's what it is right there. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell to see all new videos. Also, to go get our Patreon. Make sure you join. Link is in the description below. Then we got the No Filter Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you tune into that. And I appreciate you guys, and I'm out.